work has changed, in effect, and I think we can all see that. In your capacity as talent acquisition managers or teams, etc., it's moving fast and furiously. And one of the very, very big trends at the moment is employer branding. So, in effect, the industry, the employer branding industry, it's progressing in leaps and bounds at the moment. It's imperative in your whole recruitment strategy to have both an inward and an outward focus. So rightfully, we've always had that external focus when it comes to attracting talent. But the trend at the moment, I don't know if you're going to like it, but I think it makes sense, is it's very inward focused. It's not a band-aid project. You need to actually look at a long-term employer branding strategy and talent resourcing strategy.
Okay, it was a great morning this morning, so quite inspirational with regards to the partnership between human resources functions and internal marketing. So it's something we're always striving to try and get right, and today created that insight about how important the partnership was. I suppose the biggest takeout for me, and we've heard a lot around employer branding in the past 2 years, the big thing is around how are we assessing our progress and how are we assessing the full life cycle of the employee's experience from the time we've implemented employer branding to now. So yes, I would highly recommend senior leaders of organizations to really have a key focus, performance focus on employer branding as part of their objectives. And we certainly will. So thank you for today.
My name is Rosalind Humphreys. I'm from Fastmoving, and I've just attended the employer branding breakfast. So for me, the most interesting part of employer branding is how it's becoming more and more recognized in not only internationally but also in South Africa. And this breakfast definitely highlighted the extreme need for employers to not only care about the customer in a growing customer-based environment, but also to care about the employee that interacts with the customer. I think if I took anything back for me today, for my organization, I would definitely recommend that they attend the masterclasses, because I think that there is a desperate need for, especially in the media industry, for employer branding, for an employer branding culture. And I would definitely recommend Employer Branding SA to any retailer, brand manager, any organization in the FMCG retail industry. Thank you.
The mere fact that employer branding is getting the attention that it deserves, I think that is the key factor for us at the moment. The challenge for us is to be able to define what it means, and leadership needs to buy into that.
So thinking about this morning's session, I think in my heart, and I think in many HR people's hearts, intrinsically we kind of know that employer branding is so important. I'm just really excited to see that somebody's sort of standing out and Celeste is standing out and being the champion of this type of thing. It's so important. It matters to employees because, throughout the years people have been focusing on the customers. The employees have been getting a bit of a short deal, I think, in many ways. So I'm totally excited about this. And I'm thrilled that she's taking it to organizations. I think I can take everything back to the workplace. As I said, from the organization that I'm working at the moment, we tried to start doing this a couple of years ago, but it kind of lacked a little bit of impetus. And also, we didn't have management on board. So now I can take it back. I've got a lot more information, and I'm sure this was once again, it is at the heart of the company. This is what they want. They want happy employees. They want the employees to go out and be brand ambassadors. So I do believe that it's going to work. I'll take it back and see what happens. Celeste knows what she's doing. She's been in the field for a long time, and absolutely I would recommend it.
What I found most interesting about this session is that we need to be employer brand ambassadors. We need to go back to our teams, get buy-in from management, and help them realize how important employer branding is within the organization. It's not just about the corporate brand. It's about the employees. It starts internally first. How we looking at our employees in terms of their life cycle. Are they satisfied? Are they engaged? And then take that and project it outwards in terms of our employer branding. So that's really what I took away from this session, to be a champion for employer branding and to take that information back and get buy-in from management in order to incorporate into our HR strategy going forward.
So we've just completed our 2016 employer branding powerhouse breakfast, which went down extremely well. Great selection of people that attended this morning. Our future employer branding breakfasts are hopefully going to trigger some interests with the CEOs. And I think in order to drive the employer branding trend in South Africa, it is imperative that we get these guys on board. The buy-in is definitely coming through from your HR and talent acquisition specialists, but it really needs to start from the top.